when we talk about 21st century skills, that students actually getting in, working, creating, solving the problem. I mean, that exemplifies 21st century skills. It's not standing in front of the classroom saying, this is a 21st century skill. It's actually getting in there and doing it. And I believe this program does that.
I really thank all of you. It's so exciting. We were here when you got started, and we are here again to see the presentations. I already talked to some of you, and you told me you're not fully ready yet. The nice thing about myglife.org, that it's there, and you can go back tonight and tomorrow night and next week and the next 3 months and finish your games or do new ones. So you're just giving us progress reports, right?
My name's Cassie Vodkin, and this is my team, our team, the Level 50s. The title of our game is The Haunted School. A lot of the programming, which was really new and kind of frightening to me at the beginning, I think. I didn't know anything about computers at all. I'm the worst person with technology in my family, and I was so overwhelmed by this class, but I took a little leap, I guess, and felt brave, so I wanted to try it. All right, this is kind of the intro, gives them a little feel. We try to set the mood at the beginning. Which of these is a musical instrument? Styrofoam, microphone, telephone, saxophone. So, Jazzy, you were so smart. Next question.
Game production is a very important component of the Globaloria networks. The approach is that when you think about creating a game that teaches something, an educational game, or a multimedia campaign about a social issue, or a simulation about science, about mathematics, you actually end up digging deeper and solving much more complex problems.
I was researching the other day and I found out coho salmon are actually going extinct because of people's carelessness, like polluting streams and things like that. So
right now we're trying to implement things like jumping animations, the bear's claw swiping at the water, a fisherman casting his pole in, and we haven't been quite able to implement those into the game yet, and the sound needs to be put in.
What did you do? How did you figure it out?
Action script. It was on a blogger site. And we just Googled it, and it was on this blogger site, and I had tried, I know, like at least 10 different action scripts that I couldn't seem to get to work. After Miss Stoniker helped me and Toby helped me, we finally got it to work, and I was like so happy. Actually, if you push spacebar, he will jump. Someone wants to hit spacebar.
Oh.
Yeah, that was also kind of hard to do. I couldn't quite get it to work right.
Designing a game, whether it's a very complex video game or a really simple web game, it's really making you the epistemologist who is thinking about how knowledge develops. It makes you the cognitive scientist who think about what does it take to learn something, anything, a concept. So just thinking about all these variables and how to represent them in a game or in a simulation really forces me to do the research and to learn. And then as I'm constructing the visual representation or the simulation to explain it to others, I'm actually sharpening my own knowledge about it.
The game's called Infinity Quest. I made it, this is just really simple, like a flash movie you can make of that, and that's a movie in a movie running on one frame. Should be fun.
Have it kill them?
No, just
Okay.
give him the ding. It's just gonna go to a blank screen after that, but there's the ding for the crack. And that was as far as I've gotten so far.
The best way to get us to learn something is to put it in a video game, make it into a narrative, and we'll learn it even if we didn't want to.
Toby's very quiet. So I had him in one class previous, so he was extremely quiet. But now he took this class, and he was still quiet, but he ends up being this strong leader, a quiet leader. Brandon and Chris are gamers, and he kept them on track. He'd say, okay, we have to get this done.
What really moved me more than anything is that these kids were creating as a group, self-directed group. It was artistic, it was scientific, they were applying math, and it was all inspiring and recreational. I mean, the reason I was really sold on the proposal in the first place is that gaming and game creation really inspires kids to do what they really want to do. It's stealth learning.
the kids now are play the video stuff so much that it's another way to be cool. Mm-hmm. If you know how to manipulate it or make it work, if you're good at it, you're golden. Oh, yeah. And so imagine if you can create the game.
They were even at the point of saying, well, we could do this better, or this could be different. I mean, they were even at the point of feeling like that they were in a role of critiquing, and the teachers are learning it with us, and sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad.
I was working on at my game, actually. We just had game work day, and it was so loud in here. I was like, guys. But then I started walking around, and I saw what they were doing. I just didn't say anything else. I just let it be loud because they had all these parts, but they didn't have a game, and it was to the point where they were putting all the parts together for like the stuff you were seeing. I was like, okay, I'm not saying anything else. You're loud, but you're doing work. I can't. What can I say? I'll shut the door.
It's really nice to see that in 3 months, they were able to do so much. So what we will see in these kids, if we let them continue, is the evolution of educational software development. When we started with all the drill and practice things until people started creating sims and tools and creative things or wikis. So I hope we will really have that long-term perspective with them. And that as we get into next year and the year after, those who stay on the network will start to develop more sophisticated educational tools.
Because not all of these presentations were equal. Clearly,
Sure.
Some were much better than others. But even the ones that weren't as well put together, I was particularly taken with the fact that these students were struggling with what did we do wrong, what could we do better, how can we fix it?
West Virginia is a very large state, and we have kids in Elkins and kids in Maine and kids in Capitol High School in Charleston and kids in Huntington and kids in Willing. All of them will never get to work with each other. And now we're showing the effect of the Globaloria network, even on a state.
I am so proud that we have a part of that right here in West Virginia. I think that this program will only continue to grow and expand, and that's wonderful. I believe the fact that we have diversified around the state is very good, and I think as the program continues to grow, we need to continue to do that and go to different areas of West Virginia and different age groups of students.
We're coming in with networks that allow them to really practice and experience and engage. It's all around games that they're developing. So they're not just doing it like school assignments, they're doing it because they care. They're engaged about something that is meaningful to them. They're the drivers of it. And so suddenly they see the need. It's a real need.
These students were upset that there were snow days because it prevented them from completing their projects. They wanted more time. I never heard that.
We thought that the name Sammy the Salmon, nobody else would have it. We Google it, there's like I don't know how many games on the internet that say Sammy the Salmon, Sammy the Salmon. We looked at a bunch of these games, and ours had to be better. Ours had to be different. Ours had to be like on top.
I play video games 24/7 if I can, and I watch cartoons all the time, maybe a bit too much. So that's more towards my art style, cartoony, humorous, and I just tried to make it so that would be entertaining art styles for kids.